What's up everyone, welcome back to another video, and in this one I've got some good news. TensorFlow 1.5 is out. So with TensorFlow 1.5 we've now got support for CUDA Toolkit 9.0 and CUDNN 7.0. So with new versions of CUDA we're getting better performance, and I believe there's some new features with 1.5. So in this video we're going to look at how to update your system from an earlier version of TensorFlow to 1.5. And it's also applicable for someone who's starting fresh and doesn't have TensorFlow installed. So I haven't installed it on my system, so I'm going to walk you through step by step on how I install. So let's get started. So this video will serve as a quick overview on how to install or update TensorFlow from an earlier version. And like always, I'll post these slides to my GitHub where you can refer to them. They've got a bunch of useful links for how to download all the things we need. So what's new in TensorFlow 1.5? Well, the main thing is support for CUDA Toolkit 9.0 and CUDNN 7. So with newer versions of the toolkit, we're getting better performance. And if you want to read up on all the details on the update, you can follow this link to the release notes. But in this video, we're not going to talk about all the details. We're just going to focus on what we need to do to install. So now let's look at a quick overview of all the things we need to do to install TensorFlow 1.5. So we're going to need to download and install the CUDA Toolkit 9.0, and I've provided a link to the download site. And also a quick warning, you'll see that there's also a CUDA Toolkit 9.1, but that one's not going to work. We've got to use the Toolkit 9.0. I've already tried downloading and installing 9.1 and tested it, and it doesn't work. So make sure you get 9.0, do not download 9.1. All right, and then we're also going to need to download the CUDNN 7.0.5, and we also need to download it and place it in a place where the path is specified to our path variable. So I'll show you how we can do that later, but we're going to need CUDNN 7.0.5. And finally, we're going to download and install TensorFlow 1.5 from the wheel file. So we're going to get this from the PyPy website, and I'll show you how that works in a second. So now I'm just going to jump over to this link here, which I've pulled up in another tab. So here's the link for CUDA Toolkit 9.0. So I'm just going to select Windows. I'm on Windows 10, and I'm going to do the local download. So you'll notice that there's the base installer and the patch, so we're going to need to download both. So we'll save the file, and I'll also get this one going. And since this file is kind of big, I'm going to go ahead and pause it and pick back up once the download's done. Alright, so I've downloaded both the base installer and the patch, so I'm just going to click on the base installer first and work our way through this download. Alright, so I'm just going to click OK. It's going to save some stuff to a temp folder. And I'm just going to pause this while this goes. Alright, you should get this screen popping up saying it's going to check our system compatibility. And basically we're just going to keep clicking next until this thing's done. And just fair warning, this thing can take a while to install. It's a lot of data, so just be patient. It may look like that status bar is not moving, but just wait. It will finish. It could take 15-20 minutes or so. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and once it's done, we'll pick back up. And just to show you guys, so we click the agree to continue and just do the express recommended installation. So we'll click next, and this is just going to go for a while. So now I'm going to stop again and pick back up once it's done. So just be patient, let it do its thing, and we'll be right back. And actually, while this is going, I'm going to go ahead and create a virtual environment so that way we can install all this stuff into. So I'm just going to pull up a command window, and remember to create a conda virtual environment. It's just conda create -n. So I'm going to call this thing tf15. Then the Python version we're going to specify is 3.6. And the package we want to install, we're just going to go with pip, so that's all we need. And if you guys are confused on how to use conda environments, I'll provide a link right above, so you can refer to a video I did on how to download, how to install, how to create these conda environments. So we'll just go ahead and click yes, download pip and all the setup tool stuff. And yeah, warning, you might see your screen flash a little bit while the CUDA Toolkit's installing because it's doing stuff to your GPU and interrupting the output that it's doing. So don't worry if you see your screen flash a little bit. So yeah, this environment is downloading or creating and our CUDA Toolkit's installing. All right, so yeah, our environment's done. So now I'm just gonna pause while the CUDA Toolkit finishes downloading. All right, it's done. So we'll just click next. I don't need to create a desktop shortcut and we will restart later. I don't think it's needed. So the next thing to do is to install that patch. So this was the patch. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open this up and we'll do this. Just click OK, let this thing go. This one's not gonna take nearly as long to install. So we'll stay recording just to show you everything. So we'll get this screen once again and we're just gonna click next until it's done. Shoot, okay, looks like I gotta restart. So again, I'm gonna pause, pick back up and reinstall this patch. So be right back. All right, now we're back and now I'm gonna install the patch that goes to CUDA Toolkit 9. So just gonna double click that, hit this OK. Just let it do its thing. This one should go a lot quicker and get a little splash screen. And yeah, so just checking system compatibility and it shouldn't take too long for this one to finish. Basically just keep clicking next until you're done. All right, agree to continue, do the recommended install, and boom, we're done. All right, cool. So now we've got CUDA Toolkit 9 installed. And just to show you, if you come to your program files, come down to, where is it? Oh, shoot. Program files, come down to NVIDIA GPU Computing Toolkit, CUDA, you'll see that we've got version 9. So basically, TensorFlow is looking for this bin folder. And all these DLLs, these are what TensorFlow is using to do all the GPU computation. And actually, the path to this folder has already been added to our path environment variable. So I'll show you that in a second. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install CUDNN. So come to the CUDNN page. Remember, there'll be a link in the slides provided on the GitHub site. But we're looking for CUDNN 7.0.5 for CUDA 9.0. Make sure to get for CUDA 9.0. Don't get for 9.1 because we didn't install 9.1. We installed 9.0. So just click here. We're looking for the version for Windows 10. And we'll just go ahead, click and save that. This one shouldn't take too long to download. And I'll just pull up my downloads folder just to show you. So yeah, this one's not taking too long. Cool, now that that's done, what I'm going to do is pull up this bin folder and pull up my downloads. So this is what we just downloaded, CUDNN 7.0. So I'm just gonna open up this zip file and go into the bin folder. And this is the file that we want. And we just need to put this folder somewhere, or excuse me, put this file somewhere that's on our path. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move it into the CUDA bin folder. So I'm just gonna click, drag, move it here, and click continue. And that's all we need. We just need the CUDNN DLL. So now that that's done, I'm gonna show you that we've actually, as part of the install of CUDA Toolkit, we've actually added the path to the bin folder to our environment variable path. So I'll pull that up 1 second. So typically what you do is you just go to your start page, type environment variable. You actually can't see it because it's down in the bottom of my screen, but just type environment and yeah, so you'll just type environment. This should be the first thing to pop up. Click on environment variables and then just come down until you find path. It's this one right here. So if I just click edit, you'll see up here that we've got, just expand this a little bit. we've got the CUDA version 9 here to this folder and then to the bin folder. So by installing it, we've automatically added it to our path. So we actually don't have to mess with these paths at all. So those are all good. Now, so now that we're complete, we've done the CUDA Toolkit plus the patch, the base patch to it, and we've installed CUDNN. So now what I'm going to do is show you how to download the wheel file for TensorFlow 1.5. Alright, so now I'm just going to come to the TensorFlow-GPU PyPy page. So I'll add a link in the slides on GitHub, but you can just search TensorFlow-GPU 1.5 and it should bring you here. So now I'm looking for the Python 3.6 version and 64-bit version. So I'm looking for CP or CPython 3.6. I'm also looking for Win AMD 64. So this is the package we want. So I'm just going to click on it, save it, and while that's downloading, I'm going to pull up a new CMD window. So first thing I'll do is activate our new environment. So activate TF15. Oops. Activate. Then I'm just going to cd into the downloads folder. Now I can just call pip install, type TensorFlow, and hit tab and it'll autocomplete. So now we're installing TensorFlow-GPU 1.5. And we're done. That's it. So now let's test our install. So I'm just going to open up, I'm just going to open up a Python interpreter right here, and we can import TensorFlow as TF. Now let's check the version. So we'll just do TF __ version __. And you can see we've got 1.5.0. So now let's do the simple test that the TensorFlow website recommends. So we're going to create a constant called hello. So it's tf.constant, and it's just going to be a string. So we'll say hello, hello TensorFlow. Now we'll run this. So with tf.session as sesh, and then we will call we'll print sesh.run, and we're going to run hello. So when we run this, we should see the words hello TensorFlow print out. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. You can see all the GPU stuff being printed out. So it's opening up our GPU, running all this on the GPU. And there it is, hello TensorFlow. So that's it, we've done it. We successfully upgraded to TensorFlow 1.5 with CUDA Toolkit 9.0 and CUDNN 7.0. So that's going to do it for this video. If you found this useful, leave a like. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave comments below. Also, make sure to download the slides on GitHub, and feel free to chat with me on Facebook or in the comments below. And again, if you guys like the content, hit the subscribe button. There'll be more videos like this in the future. So thanks again, everyone, and see ya.